Hi, I'm Michelle, and this is part of the video series where I'm responding to questions that subscribers have for me. Once again, I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. And this question has to do with body language when you suffer with a lot of anxiety. The struggle with it is even if you try to appear strong and confident, fake it till you make it type of thinking, your body language is going to give you away because you're nervous about something and you're going to do things where people are going to maybe believe the words that you're saying or not because your body language is not supporting some of the words. I'm demonstrating it right now with those darting eyes. And what's going on in the mind is, watch out! And my question to you is, watch out for what? What are you so worried about? What are you so nervous is going to happen? Because it all starts in the mind. So the body is just going to follow the thoughts and then act accordingly. As human beings, we want to survive, and that's our main objective in everything that we do. And even if we don't consciously focus on that, there's a part of our brain that will keep us alive no matter what, keeps us breathing and reacts when we hear loud noises. And we try to protect ourselves, and usually we are very successful at doing that. So how do you deal with this? What do you do? The other thing I talked about in some of the other videos on body language is raising your hand really high so that you can be seen. Well, what happens when you don't really want to be seen? What happens when you want to fade into the crowd, but you want to look like you're participating? You might kind of do something like this, like, well, I raised my hand, but you didn't really. So again, what's behind it? Why do you feel like you can't contribute? Or if you do, are you going to be made fun of? You got to get to the heart of that and look at what is the problem behind the lack of body language or the body language that's communicating that lack of confidence. Okay, I've got one more for you that I wanted you to think about. And it's, what are you thinking when someone else is talking or when you're in a classroom? And if you somehow get off of yourself, like, oh, if I say anything, they're going to think I'm stupid, or any other kind of thoughts that may be rolling around in your head.
Why would anyone listen to me? My ideas are so stupid. Oh, I'm not gonna. No. Nah. I just. Never mind. Forget it. If I say something, I could look stupid. And what will people think? I don't want people to think I'm stupid. It's better that I just don't say anything at all. Nothing. I'm just gonna be quiet.
My suggestion to you, forget about yourself. Think about the other person. If you get nervous when you're talking one-on-one, if you think about the other person and get really curious as to what this person is saying and why he or she is saying it, and you ask follow-up questions, so why do you think that? Or how did you come to this conclusion? And you really get curious and you're coming from genuine curiosity, you oftentimes will forget about yourself. You'll forget about your own insecurities, and the focus is on the other person. And guess what? Usually people love talking about themselves, but you have to interject a little bit and talk a little bit back and forth, like, oh, that's interesting, or I never knew that, and give some feedback and sounds like you're listening. Wow, that's an interesting perspective. Because otherwise, if you're just shooting questions, the other person may feel like, what is this, an interview? And get frustrated. So when you're in a class, you want to ask the teacher questions, you want to provoke a conversation and not think so much about yourself, or that's a stupid question, or I should know, or what are people going to think about me? My advice to you is it's too much thinking about you, not enough thinking about the teacher, the rest of the class, and the question to provoke a conversation. I hope these tips helped you, and thank you so much for your question, and again for subscribing to my channel. If you know somebody who could benefit from this video or any other videos, please feel free to share it. It's the best way to learn when you converse back and forth and you talk to others. about the things that you're learning. It helps you to retain the information and to remember it. Lecture is the easiest, fastest way for you to learn anything, or watch a video and yeah, but holding on to it, keeping it, being able to implement the information, that's a whole nother story. And that conversation and sharing of the ideas and the information is what really sinks in and helps you to be able to remember and use the information.
I have other videos on body language, and one of them is quick. It's got 3 tips, and you'll see it playing right there on the screen. And then the other one, look at the star. If you click on that star, that one is a video that I made where I talk about the 10 mistakes we make with our body language, and I go over the top 10. And when you work on those, you will improve your relationships at home as well as at work. And again, I know I mentioned this before, but sharing these videos, talking to others about them, and watching each other's body language, making a game out of it, will really be the best way that you can improve your body language and help others. Thanks for watching my videos, and please hit subscribe.